Shit! Shit! I yell out, sweat pouring down my face as I melt away from the stress of the situation. There is my mother, my perfect, caring, and understanding mother, lying on the floor semi-conscious after the nasty fall she just had. I turn her over to lay her on her back, and I immediately notice the swelling. She must have hit her head on the floor when she face-planted underneath the dining room table. The blood is overwhelming the white tile floor, flowing steadily from a large gash on the left side of her neck. She must have caught the corner of the glass table. You know I always stack those school books on those tiles over there. That was so stupid and clumsy, Mom. I can't stop looking at the gash in her neck. The swelling is spread across her forehead so it looks to be evenly distributed, but that gash on the one side of her neck, it isn't right. She knows I can't be put in situations like this. Never been able to handle them well at all. I love my mother dearly, and I can't just watch her bleed out of that gash. I've got to do something. Mom, listen to me. You've got to stay still. Do you understand? This may hurt a bit, but you cannot move, or it's just gonna be worse. I'll be right back. I run to the kitchen, 2, 3, 2, and clutch the light switch 6 times. As I approach the knife stand, I make sure to rub the green wall counterclockwise 24 times and then clockwise 24 more times before I lift every knife in the block until I settle on the one that feels the best, the paring knife. I skip 2 tiles left, 3 tiles forward, and 2 tiles right until I'm even with my mother. It's so bad. As I bend down over her, I make sure that I even up the blade opposite her neck from that existing gash. Mom, quit moving. You're gonna mess up my line. Once it's perfectly symmetrical, I promise, I'll get you a towel and I'll call the ambulance, okay? Just please, stay calm. Jimmy's kind of a slut. He's been that way since college, but he's also a terrible liar, so when he told us that he wasn't up shit creek without a paddle, it was clear as day that he was. The 3 of us knew he'd been playing bingo at this local Korean joint. Not like your grandparents' bingo. We're talking like high-stakes winner takes the 50,000 pot bingo. Jimmy, dumb fool that he is, had been taking out loans left and right from anybody that'd listen. He figured he'd been on such a terrible losing streak that that he had to win sometime. Well, we'd staged an intervention for Jimmy when we started getting calls from less than nefarious sources asking where the hell he was. When we finally got Jimmy to come over, he broke down quicker than glue. I've never seen a man sob quite like that, like he was looking to God for judgment. We were floored. We knew that he was in deep, but fucking not Mariana Trench deep. We agreed to help him however we could, best friends forever. As stupid as that was. He had it all planned out. Said he'd been watching this bank for a month, so we were just to stroll in there, take out 2 cameras, hold the place up, and easy, walk out with $100,000. But we never made it as far as the front door. As soon as we left the getaway car, a black van rolled up and 8 guys snatched us up. Jimmy looked back at us from the driver's seat, and until the day I die, I won't forget what that bastard said to us. Sorry guys, he said. The Oregon market is booming, and quite frankly, you're worth a lot more to me dead than alive. My boyfriend is a psychology major. We've been happily together for 3 years, but ever since he found out about my list of fears, he's been pushing me to address them. They're small things, things that probably won't happen to me, so he feels that there's something I can overcome. He was actually right about the first few: heights, being in darkness, and snakes. He took me to a pet store where they let me hold a boa constrictor. I will admit it did take me a few tries, but he said that repetition was key. I can't remember why I don't even like them anymore. Now we're getting to the more serious ones. Being impaled, being cut in half, being buried alive. My boyfriend says that these things can be addressed safely in ways that won't cause any harm to me. That they won't be so bad if I can face the fear and find out just what it is about them that bothers me. He says that if I can view the fear from a distance, be just close enough that I can analyze it but not be too involved, things will work out, and that I shouldn't face it alone. I made friends with the girl I met at the bar tonight. We made polite conversation and talked about her classes and her problems with her family. She asked me to give her a ride home. Now, I just have to pick the fear I want her to help me face. I think I'm just close enough to her to make this actually work. And if not, repetition is key. Ah, Dr. Tweed. So finally nice to see you again. I trust that you have many stories to tell me about your adventures deep in the heart of Africa. Dr. Tweed had a wide grin on his face. He wore a khaki blazer and a red bow tie. The old man squinted through his bifocals as he beckoned Robert to the table where 2 hot cups of tea had already been poured. Robert, my good man, yes, of course. Join me for some tea and I shall regale you with a tale about the most curious creature I have ever seen. The 2 men took their seats. So, Doctor, tell me about this mysterious creature of yours. Ah, yes, it's called the African Boana spider, named after the indigenous people in the parts of the jungle where the creature originally hails. It's a massive arachnid, I dare say. The thing is about half a meter in diameter, but that's not even the most interesting thing about it. This creature has evolved the most peculiar survival tactic. Listen to this. It is known to enter an animal's through the oral cavity. From there, it is actually capable of attaching itself to its host nervous system, where thereby it can gain full access to its movement and verbal patterns, essentially rendering the host a useless puppet. It stays in the animal's body long enough to plant its eggs and get to a new host while it feeds off the beast's cerebral spinal fluid. Robert's eyes widened. What a fascinating creature, Doctor. Could you imagine what would happen if it made its way here to Europe? People would be in quite a panic. The doctor took a sip of his tea. Could I imagine, Robert? I dare say it already has. And with that, Dr. Tweed's head cocked back. Terrible gagging noises emanated from his throat as blood started pouring from all orifices. Robert screamed as 8 long, spindly legs emerged from Dr. Tweed's mouth. All her pictures were gone. He'd even cut her face out of the wedding photos. Smell of her perfume, all of her clothes. That silly tune she always used to hum. All of it was gone. His life was no longer whole. He was maimed, crippled, and the vacancy of his wife leaving created a vacuum begging to be filled. But, it wasn't all bad. The stupid photos of his in-laws were replaced by pictures his dad had given him from when he was young. He started using that old cologne she always hated and hardly missed her perfume by now. And that silly children's song she always sang? He replaced that with the unintelligible, inhuman screaming of his now blind 5-year-old daughter as she bled out onto the carpet. Sorry, honey, he said. You did always have your mother's eyes.